Hello everyone, this is Mod Addict with you guys. So today I'm gonna show you the second part for my first video that I did a couple of days ago about the Radious mod for Total War Warhammer 3. In my last video I showed you guys the new units that's been added with the mod for Katai faction, and today we're gonna take a look at Ogre Kingdom units, new unit variants to add the variety for your roster. We're gonna start with the Gnobble Lucky Gits with shields. Same unit as the vanilla version. Light anti-large unit, slightly better stats from their vanilla version. They get bronze shields, which help them against enemy missiles. This is another Gnobbler version, but with dual weapons. This is your anti-infantry version of Gnobblers. By the way, both of these units got charmed ability for their melee attacks, which reduces the melee attack or whoever they will be facing, and both of these units are expandable. Next one is Manbiters with swords. As you can see with this mod, you don't have to focus all your army just on ogres. Manbiters have a decent stats for tier 2 unit. They got silver shields. This is anti-infantry version, but also they got spur version of Manbiters unit, which is obviously is anti-large. Both of these units have a discourage ability on their melee attacks, which reduces enemies' leadership and melee attacks, and that will be helpful against whoever this unit will be facing. Also, they're immune to psychology and have snare to reduce the speed of the unit they're fighting against. Next one, we got Blood Gnobblers with spears, good unit to ambush enemy large units in forest with their vanguard deployment ability and poison melee attacks, and an active ability of the smoke bombs, which greatly reduce enemy minion speed. Another version of Blood Gnobblers, but with dual weapons, considers as a hybrid unit, which is missile weapons and a good melee stats if it will need to engage in melee. This unit too gets the smoke bombs and the vanguard deployment and poison melee and range attacks. Next we got two new cavalry units, Iron Skin Renox Riders with Iron Fists, tier 3 unit with better stats than vanilla cavalry units except speed. Speed is the same for all Ogre Kingdoms cavalry units, it's about 80. Because this is Iron Fist unit, it got bronze shields, massive charge bonus, and it's anti-infantry. Their second version comes with great swords, it's armor piercing, armor sundering ability for their melee attacks, which reduces enemies' armor. A better charge bonus, but their downside is they don't have any shields to protect them from enemy missiles. Both of these units got the wall breaker, so they can destroy any walls during siege battles. Next, we move to 4 new missile units, and the first one is Lead Belcher, which uses grapeshot cannon. This is anti-infantry version of Lead Belchers from vanilla version, which was anti-large. New version has a lower range because it's basically using a shotgun. Unit's weapon strength is still armor piercing, suppressed ability, which reduces enemy speed of whoever they're shooting at. Next on the list are Sons of the Mountain with Harpoons, tier 3 unit which is anti-large and armor piercing, amazing range for skirmish unit, decent melee stats with blinded ability for their melee attacks. Unit also has a vanguard deployment to surprise an enemy army with an ambush. Next is Iron Skin Fire Belcher with cannon. This is the better stat unit from the vanilla Lead Belcher. It got a better range, higher missile strength with a flaming and armor piercing attacks, and much better in melee. And their second version is Iron Skin Fire Belcher with pistols. Is a step forward from a Magnetors with pistols, better stats almost in everything except their health. Magnetors got more health but less armor. Also, like all Fire Belchers, their attack are flammable and armor piercing. And for the last section of monsters and beasts, we got 12 new units, starting with Ogre Bulls variant with great weapons. Vanilla version had 3 variants of Ogre Bulls, Iron Fist, dual weapons, and just Ogre Bulls. Because it uses the great weapons, this variant is anti-large and armor piercing, but stats with other Ogre Bulls is almost the same. This is Iron Gats with dual weapons, secondary version of vanilla Iron Gats. This unit is anti-infantry with a discourage ability on their melee attacks. Next one is a completely new unit variant, which is called Rock Skulls. It has 2 versions to it. This one is dual hammers. Because of their maces, they got the Thunder Armor ability for their melee attacks. Second version is Rock Skulls with Iron Fists. Basically shielded units to protect it better from enemy missiles, because both units use maces, they got Thunder Armor ability for their melee attacks. Next we got a new version of Magnetors. Vanilla game had 3 variants and this one uses dual weapons to deal with enemy infantry better. Now I'm showing you Katayan Magnetors with great swords, anti-large armor piercing. They got bunch of melee abilities such as flaming, magical and disrupted attacks, which makes them super deadly. And also you can see they have a Katayan theme shields and swords, so it's a cool looking unit, completely new, that's been added with the Radious mod. They also got the second variant with dual weapons. It got the same bonuses as the great weapons ones, but instead of large, it will do better against small enemies. Next we got Sons of the Mountain with dual weapons. Butchers of the enemy infantry units. Amazing melee stats for the Ogres, blinded ability for the melee attack. They also got the variant with Iron Fists, slightly lower melee stats with dual weapons, but they got silver shields, which makes them more durable against enemy missiles. And the last bunch of units this amazing mod has to offer are Iron Skin Ogres. Their names speak for themselves. The highest amount of armor and stats a unit can get as an ogre. First version with great weapons, anti-large and armor piercing. Second got Iron Fist, which makes them have silver shields and they're also anti-infantry. And the last one has a great access, a better armor piercing damage, thunder armor ability for the melee, and best ogre unit this mod has to offer so far. That was all the new units for Ogre Kingdoms that can be added from Radious mod. As you can see, more variety and cool looking units that vanilla game was missing. Total of 24 new units with the amazing new unit cards. Also vanilla units got their own decent unit cards with this mod, and hopefully it will add some better experience for your next game as Ogre Kingdoms. If you guys liked my video, please like and subscribe. I will be posting part 3 in a couple of days and I'm gonna cover Kislev. That was Modadek with you guys. Thank you and have a good day.